Welcome back to Dead Good Book Reviews. I'm Judith and you're watching another What I'm Reading Right Now video here on the channel. Today we're talking about what I have been reading, what I'm currently reading, and what I'm gonna be reading in the future. This is week 46, let's go! So as you all remember, if you watched last week's video, I went to London to see Moona live in concert on Thursday night last week. It was phenomenal, it was amazing, a fantastic concert, but I was incredibly burned out for most of the days afterwards, so I haven't read a huge amount. I've read 4 things, all of which I read in the last 2 days. So it's been catching up time here at Dead Good Book Reviews, and 2 of those were novellas. It doesn't matter, let me just tell you about them and we can pass judgment afterwards. Oh, this to film pile has reached here, so I know I need to do some filming today. Neon Yang's The Ascent to Godhood. This is the 4th book in the Tenserit series of novellas. I read the first 3 quite a long time ago now, probably my own fault. I should have maybe slotted a reread in, but it wasn't really doable, and then I wanted to read the book before the end of the year. It is what it is. I did, however, really enjoy this. It just took me a little bit longer to connect up the dots as to which characters we were talking about and how they fit into the rest of the story. It just took a hot minute for me to remember, but I really did enjoy this. I think it's a really good novella and it's rounding out the Tenserit series. I don't actually know if there are any more books planned because this did come out in 2019, so it's been a little while, but obviously Genesis of Misery has come in the meantime. I don't know, I'm happy with it ending here if it ends here. I enjoyed this. I think I gave it 4 stars. Let's keep going. I'm not going to explain the plot of that one because the Tenserit series is one that you kind of just have to experience. And also it's book 4 of a series, so I'm not going to explain it to you. It's fine. Then I finished Lost in the Moment and Found, which is the next novella in the Wayward Children series by Shannon Maguire. I am going to film a video for this because I have a video of all of the others, and I am a completionist at heart. Let me just say, I really enjoyed this. I thought it was really good. It's far more harrowing than I have found any of the others, and I found the first part very, very tense. I would read the author's content warning at the start and just generally look up some content warnings for the book as a whole, and I think that this very much felt like Shannon Maguire was getting something out in this book. I don't know if that will gel with as many people as some of the other books have, but I really liked the core idea of the story. I really liked how the story played out. It was a tiny bit short for me. I would have maybe liked just another 20 pages or so to round out some of the story, but perhaps we're going to meet this character again in future books, so I don't know for sure. I had a good time. I still really like the series. I have seen that they are doing a bind-up of the first 3 books in the series, but I want a bind-up / box set of all of them, so I have to wait. I'm continuing to wait until they give me what I want. Yesterday, I finished City of Last Chances by Tchaikovsky. I wasn't totally sold on this. I ended up giving it 3 stars, which is my kind of like sure rating. I think that it's overwritten in a way that a lot of Tchaikovsky books are overwritten, so if you love that, maybe you'll like this. But I think with his sci-fi, I get so immersed in like the world and the ideas that I don't mind it, whereas in this I just found myself feeling really bored and a little bit confused, and there are some really, really cool ideas in here. Like there are sections of it that I really liked. There's a whole thing with demons going on, which I thought was really interesting. It's a city revolution story, which I liked. There's some cool things with like the idea of God and a god that I thought was very cool, and there's some really lovely characters. Just overall, my sense of the plot was like, I don't really care, and that's unfortunate because other than the fact that I didn't care over much about the plot, it was a pretty decent book. I have a feeling that if I did it by audiobook, I would like it a lot more, and that might be something I do in the future if it shows up on Scribd or something, but as of now, all I have to say is like, if you're super, super, super keen for this book, I think you won't have a bad time. But if you're on the fence about whether to pick it up or you're looking for where to start with Tchaikovsky, I wouldn't start with this one. Aliette de Bodard's The Red Scholar's Wake. This is an ARC copy. The actual cover looks a lot like this, but obviously has the title of the book on it. I loved this. I thought this was fantastic. It was exactly what I wanted it to be, which was a kind of space opera romance sapphic book, which it delivered. It delivered on all of those things. Now, if you've read Aliette de Bodard's romance writing before and you were kind of like, the way that she describes things is a little bit weird, seems very derogatory. She uses unusual descriptors for things, and especially like the way that characters touch one another and sensation, and I find that really interesting, but I appreciate that for some people that really pulls them out of the fantasy. I thought this was really lovely. That's my only qualm. I am going to film a dedicated review video for this. I don't know when it will go up, but this is out on the 24th, so I'll try and get it out soon enough so you can hear my full thoughts on this. Let's add them to the filming pile that by next video is going to be up to here. That's everything I have read. What I'm currently reading is 2 things. I am reading King of Assassins by R.J. Barker. I haven't read a single additional page of this since last week. I don't know why. I think I just want to sit down and like really devour it, and I've not had the brain. But I think I'm going to try and prioritise this today, mainly so that I can also just film the review video for that series. That would be very satisfying. And then I'm also listening to the audiobook of The Way of Kings. This is how I originally read this story, so this is a re-listen for me. I genuinely don't know how far through I am because Audible won't show me percentages, which is madness. It should show me percentages, but I have like 35 hours of listening left to go. I'm just getting through it as I walk the dog. I'm having a good time. I have no more to say on that one at this point. The rest of this week, the other things I need to finish are Twilight Robbery by Frances Hardinge and The Bright and Breaking Sea by Chloe Neal. I am very excited to read these, so it's all owned TBR for the rest of this week, which is very, very exciting. Looking ahead into next week, I have a few rereads to pick up, and then finishing Way of Kings, obviously, and then I'm reading Dreadnought, which has been on my TBR for ages, and City of Stairs, which has also been on my TBR for a very long time. So we are busting that TBR, which is down to 21 books. It's down to 21 books, which is amazing. I haven't looked at where that's going to be by the end of the year, but I'm excited about it. I did spend some time on a Patreon live stream yesterday going through my schedule for next year and planning in all of the overbooked stuff and the rereads and things, and the schedule's already looking quite packed, despite my insistence that I was going to read less next year and try and focus up a little bit, but it'll come. Overbooked will end at some point and then everything will be fine. There are two things out this week that I want to talk about. The first is The Lost Metal, which is the new Brandon Sanderson book. I have actually read The Alloy of Law, which is the first one because I bought it secondhand and then read it because I was trying to read everything I owned. So I have vague memories of that and enjoying it. It'll come up in my project as we go. I'm looking down at my spreadsheet because I can tell you. Yes, week after next, I start trying to catch up on all the Brandon Sanderson, Alloy of Law, etc. kind of stuff. So stay tuned for my thoughts on that anon. And the other one is Tread of Angels by Rebecca Roanhorse. I did talk about this fairly recently, and you'll know that I kind of was left a little bit wanting by this, but I do think the world building's very cool, and if you are interested in reading this, it is now available for you to order and purchase and buy. In case you were interested in knowing, having read City of Last Chances now, I have read every single review copy that I currently have that is coming out this year, which is wild. Largely because not a huge amount comes out in November, December. Most of it's backed into September so that you can buy it for Christmas. But I'm very impressed with myself. So we are starting on January reads now, which is why I read Lost in the Moment and Found, and why I've got things like Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies to go. I need to sit down and work out anything that I want to request for next year, but that is a future Judith problem. Present Judith's problem is editing this video and getting it up for you on Friday. This has been a nice short one because most of what I want to talk about is things that I'm filming videos for soon, and I also want to film a whole bunch of videos today. So I'd better sign off. What have you been reading? What have you been up to? Have you been doing anything exciting recently? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're commenting, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. It genuinely does make me feel very loved and appreciated. You can also follow me on social media for however long social media is lasting here in these times. You can come hang out on Discord, which is lasting. We're having a lovely time talking about books. Nothing makes me feel more appreciated than my patrons over on Patreon who support the channel and get access to live streams, bonus content, early access to videos. If you'd like to join their number, that's linked below as well. Thank you to you for watching. That's all from me, and I will see you in the next one.
It's gonna be some bloopers now.
Welcome back to Dead Good Book Reviews. I'm Judith, and you're watching another What I'm Reading right now here on the... Well, I've got myself out of breath literally just from talking. This is silly. I need to talk slower.